What's going on, guys? It's Cimoooooooo, and we're with the legendary Mr. Esala. How are you today, sir?
I'm all right. A little disappointed. I lost in top 16.
But you got a top.
Yeah.
You're out of the you're out of the rut, I guess.
Yeah. It's been a while since I topped a YCS.
It's in
yeah.
Seattle. But
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So what'd you play today?
I played Magician FTK.
Okay. So why'd you decide to go with this?
So, as much as I don't like FTKs, I just felt like people were disrespecting the deck too much, and then like I saw the trend of hand traps being played less and less. And I saw Draco getting really popular, which played absolutely no hand traps, so I played a deck that like just gave me the best chance of winning, where if I won the die roll, I auto won, and like against most decks, even if I like lost the die roll, like the deck's really good at breaking boards. So that's just kind of why I wanted to play it.
Cool. All right, let's see what you got.
So to start off, got to play with the staples, 3 astrograph, and then 3 chronograph, and then I played each of the vanillas, or like not the vanillas, but the bricks.
In Starfoil, not super.
Well, no, this one's common.
Oh.
Couldn't do it. But so I played this guy because he's like staple. I think this one you always have to play, but this one I was originally not playing. But then I chose to, or me and Jesse Cotton, we built like the deck together, and or shout out to him, he also made top 16. But we chose to play this guy and like 2 other cards because we didn't want to play hand traps, and we just wanted to play as many combo pieces as possible. So even if they're like not the greatest cards, it's just like more extenders. So, and then along with that, the rest of Magicians, we played these 2 purple, 2 black fang, and then 3 harmonizing. Like we play a small Magician count just because the Magicians are, I think, the worst cards in the deck because they don't do enough on their own.
Ironically.
Yeah, they have like really good individual effects, and they help like you out a lot of things, and they get like value in the grand game. But like harmonizing is generally just the best one, and this a level 7 was just good to have off harmonizing. So when you're like weaker hands, you can still always have vortex, and then Oaf was just kind of there. It could have been another low scale. It might have been another high scale because we actually just didn't play as many high scales in this list.
So why this Yankee? I know that's more of like a tech choice.
Right, because it's a level 7 that you can summon off harmonizing.
Okay.
And it's also a dark pendulum, or like a dark spellcaster. So he helps make a Supreme King.
Okay.
And he just works with astrograph, so you can make vortex faster.
Okay.
Like in the hands where you don't have access to a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, so you just have more utility there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Also, he has like a randomly good effect where he just negates lights. So if they have Macabre and you summon this, then they can't really Macabre you because it's a quick effect.
Yeah.
It didn't come up, but it's cool to have, I guess. And then I also played the Mythical Beasts because my deck was really fine with not FTKing them.
Right.
Like I was able to play, like if I don't have the FTK in my hand, I would just end with like Vortex Harbinger.
Yeah. Because Jackal's just God.
Yeah, and like also these cards are really, really good by themselves. So like even if they cherries me, I can just sit on these cards, or like just in grand games, just sit on these.
Yeah.
And like your opponent has to do a lot more to just get over these guys. And then the main reason why this deck is broken, the FTK. So these guys were always good on their own, but this guy is just like, for the addition of 2 or 3 cards to your deck just able to win immediately. So that's like why we played them. And you only need 2 of this one, and then you have to play 3 of this one. And then that's all the monsters. It should be like 28 or 20, something like that. And then for the spells, I played a lot of draw.
Okay.
So 3 Allure, just because it's a card I can play more than once a turn. I just want to fix my hands and get through all the bulk. Especially if I draw like multiples of like almost every card in my deck's dark. So if I'm draw like a bunch of clunky multiples, then I can usually like fix it with that card. And then, okay, well, let me talk about this actually. I only played 2, and like 2 of this card because I can only play 1 a turn, and I just really didn't want to draw them in multiples.
That makes sense.
So like enough to see it, especially since with the allures, but then not enough to draw too many.
Draw multiples, essentially, yeah.
And then a foolish as also like basically another copy. It's actually relevant that it's not only able to send dragons, because in one time I was able to FTK just because I got to foolish with just a dark spellcaster to bring back off black thing.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah. And then 2 instants. So originally when we were testing this deck, I only played 1 because I wanted to have the option. I didn't need to like actually FTK them every time.
Yeah.
But the reason we wanted to bump it up is because we're not playing hand traps and we want to play full combo, right? And so with 2, I hopefully just never draw 2 of them because that's why we don't play 3. But it's enough to where I don't banish it off desire, so I can always have the combo. And like if I open it, I should be able to do it every time.
Cool.
That's it for the main deck. No traps.
It's 40, I'm assuming.
Yeah, 40 cards. 40 cards. Extra deck, 2 Electromite, Zephyra, and then Underclock. So Underclock's pretty important for when you get cherries, or just when you're trying to do the FTK in a not typical manner, because then you have to like move a lot of cards around. Sometimes I had to like I had a field of like just multiple Electromites and like another guy, and I would have to like turn this into underclock somehow and then do this for Zephyr. Or like it would be like it was this and then like the Lyrilisk for the FTK, and I would do this for underclock and then turn this into this, and like I needed the 3 spots to do it. So there's those guys, and then this guy for the FTK. So basically, if you guys don't know what this card does, it says for its level, you can burn times 500, and then it gains 500 attack per its level, and then it's unaffected by card effects, which matters a lot too.
Yeah.
And then 2 Supreme King Venoms, because that's how you basically do the FTK. You summon this guy, and then you copy its effect twice. That's 85 damage. But also, if you're going second and you still have the combo in your hand, then you only need to resolve it once. Like, you only need to make 1 Venom, because then it still burns your 4,000, but it has 6,800 attack, and it pierces, and it's unaffected by card effects.
Yeah.
So it generally just punches them, and it should be enough to just kill them with 1 hit. And then a Vortex that we summon off our Absolute. So this is just for any time we have a rank 7, or like any time we're basically not making the FTK.
Right.
We're just making a board with this and like this. And like this happens a lot because of Venom. So you'll make this first, but then you just make like a Venom at a time and then keep copying Electrum. So you keep cycling Astrographs, and then eventually you should be able to make 2 and then just end like this, which is really, really strong. And like this card's a lot better than Norito, because if it was Norito, they can summon Purple Poison in the mirror and just attack, and then they usually break the entire board because you have to negate its pop, and if you choose to negate its pop, it still triggers again. Right. Whereas this one, you just suck it up. Yeah. And they can also redirect attacks. That's why you summon it in defense. So like if they try to normal summon Purple Poison,
they can't
attack,
crash.
Yeah. So that's like a big deal with why this card's a lot better than Norito. And then I played 2 more rank 4s, just Tornado and Dweller. Basically, this is more for utility, and this like outs like floodgates, and just if I get cherries, then just more stuff that I can make that doesn't have to deal as much with Electrum. And then I played 3 synchros. I played Meteor Burst, Ignister, and Omega. So a lot of the other versions of the FTK, like maybe played just the Omega. I played this card because I side a lot of hand traps, so if I draw a hand traps, I can still combo with this, and it's like a pretty good extender for what it is, because it just summons 1 from your scale. Yeah. And then Ignister is actually just the best card going second, especially in the mirror.
It sounds like everything.
Yeah, a lot of the time what you'll do is you'll just try to chip away at their board, and then you'll make an Ignister, but then you'll copy it with a Venom and just like to get rid of 4 cards, and then you'll just end up overlaying them for Harbinger if you haven't killed them yet, and then there's just no way they're outing the board, because like once this is here, they can't even copy your Ignister because it's still under it. So that's all for the extra deck. So for the side, this is pretty streamlined. We play a lot of 3-ofs. 3, 3, 3, 3, and 3. Just put that in there. So to explain everything, we play the 6 hand traps in the side, just for like every time we just win the die roll and we just FTK them and we don't know what they're playing, right? So you generally side out the FTK cards, and then we'll just side these 6 in. Or if we do know what they're playing, then like we side slightly differently. Like against Draco, going second, our like matchup's really, really hard. So we'll side in like not all of these. We'll side in actually just 1 less of these. So we're still siding in 10 cards.
10 cards, yeah.
Yeah. But okay, and why I played Sphere Mode instead of any other kaiju or something, is because I was really afraid of Royal Chalice or like decks like that was just super unfair, and as well as the mirror, like in the mirror where I know they're playing just our standard Pendulum deck, like I don't need to hand trap them to stop them. I can usually just allow them to make their board, and I can either break it with my hand anyway, or I could just Sphere Mode them, and it's usually just better to do it that way, especially since like I can dig to this card with my Allures. That's like why it's a lot better. And I think the side deck is actually just really, really good, because I will draw into these cards a lot because I play 3 Allure.
Right. And you have Desires too.
Right. And you hope to not banish them.
Yeah. In a perfect world. All right. So anything you would change in retrospect in the event? Or did everything go as planned?
Right. Everything went pretty well. I went X1 day 1. I went X1 overall in Swiss. I lost to Leo and Naya because I bricked 1 game when I got to go first, and I just couldn't make a play. And then basically same thing in Top Cut. I lost again to Draco because game 3 I bricked. Which, I mean, it happens. Yeah. It's going to happen every now and then. But I think the deck was like really, really good. Every time I went first, except for 2 times, when one I just got hand trapped and I couldn't recover, or like couldn't recover, I still won that game, but I couldn't FTK.
You couldn't FTK, right?
And then the 1 game against Leo where I couldn't FTK. Every other time I went first, I FTK'd them. So I FTK'd over 20 times this weekend. which is not okay. It's just, but yeah.
Please ban this.
Yeah, something should change here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cards in here that should not be at 3 or like at 1.
Yeah.
But, like,
But-
yeah. If I was gonna change anything, I think I might try to play more high scales. Like maybe, like change the oath. I think everything else I really liked, but the oath could just maybe be another high scale.
Okay.
But it was also just fine as an oath.
Okay.
Like it was just kind of an extra grind card that I didn't really need at all.
Right.
It also just hurts that it's not a dark. So
Yeah.
I often found myself siding out. Like okay, when I would side, like going second, I would usually side out like these extra cards, right? Like cards that
Right.
aren't needed for my like actual deck to function, just like extra combo pieces
Just
for like
per matchup.
yeah.
I see.
And because it makes it easier to just put cards in, because like everything else is essential, but these aren't.
Cool.
So
Any final shoutouts?
yeah, okay. So shout out to Jesse Cotton for helping me with the deck. Shout outs to everyone in the top with me. Shout outs to Elvis who's still in it in top 8. Shout outs to Corey for getting his first top. Shout outs to Ed for squeezing in there, but unfortunately he lost in top 32. And then shout outs to Team Jobber as a whole. Shout outs to Furman for not winning. And then oh yeah, shout outs to Simo.
Thanks, Esala. Appreciate it.